And we're joined by Coach Hammon of the Las Vegas Aces. Coach, an opening statement on the 117-80 victory over the Mercury and heading to the semifinals.
Obviously, happy to put a team away. It's always hard to put a team away. I thought they came out and threw a heck of a punch in the first quarter. And so we needed to kind of buckle in defensively, which they did. And I don't know if y'all saw it, but I got into them pretty good. And they responded. So happy to be moving on. Probably my favorite stat of the night is 31 assists on 41 field goals. Because it's been our mantra all year. It's been what I've preaching to them. You know, when we share, everybody gets more. I know it seems counterintuitive. The more you give away, the less you have, but it's actually the opposite. The more you give, the more you'll get back. Because you're one set of hands giving, but there's four giving back to you. So that's been kind of my non-negotiable the whole year. And so when something like that pops out on the stat sheet, I always like to give them kudos.
Hey, Becky. Congrats on the win. I think you set a record in both regular season and playoffs with 23 made threes tonight. What was just getting you guys such good looks?
Just sharing it. I mean, every defense is going to take away something, and so it's just a matter of making the right read. You see two, get rid of it. It all looks good when the ball goes in the hole, too. So the other night we had some good looks, and it didn't go in. It wasn't so pretty. Nice for everybody to kind of see the ball go through the hoop, get a little swagger going into this next round, because the next round's going to be a dogfight.
It looked like Ileana took a shot there near the end. Kia with a little bit of an ankle twist. Is there anything to worry about there? Are there any updates about their kind of availability yet?
Well, since we didn't play for a week, we'll have plenty of time to recover. I'm sure both will be good to go.
Yeah, Coach, you also started the game with a playoff record. You made your first 10 shots. Did you feel like just from the beginning there was just a locked-on feeling in terms of offense?
Honestly, I was so mad about the defense, I didn't even notice. I called early timeout because they were on pace to get about 40 in the quarter. I think they had 9 with about 2.5 minutes in. And so I was turning all sorts of colors of red, probably. But yeah, I mean, it's this team, we have to play out of our defense. And when we do that, we don't want to be trading buckets. I thought DeShields gave us problems. So once we kind of made the adjustments and locked in, I think she had 2 points in the second half. But we don't want to have to take those kind of punches, going into it. I want our defense locked in. I've always told them offense is offense. It's whatever. I want defense. But obviously tonight, the offense was special, so I'd be amiss to not give them credit. They played the right way, and the ball went in, and it's a good way to get into this next round. But honestly, I didn't even know we were 10 for 10. I was so bad at the defense.
Hey, Coach, Trania Barry with Anointed Radio. Let's talk about the bench. We talk about the starters all the time, but the bench came in and dropped almost 30 points, got the house fired up to finish off the game, didn't let up at all. Just talk about how you keep them engaged the whole game and they come in with the same intensity, ready to go.
I just try to, I was the last person on the bench for a year or two with New York, my first year. So I know what it's like to be sitting down there. And so I always try to engage them in certain ways, keep them firing, keep them motivated. I mean, I think what this bench does, though, that's special is whether they play. I mean, you all see them. They are acting up over there. I mean, they are hype for their teammates. So that's nothing I gave them. I don't know if they're, drinking shots of espresso or whatever, but they come ready to celebrate their teammates' accomplishments, and that's them. That's who they are as people. I think it's one of the most important pieces in a bench pertaining to chemistry, that whether you play, I mean, Signe Colson's probably one of the best examples of that. KB, I mean, you could go down the line. They are all ready to go, but they're locked in because they're engaged in the game and authentically pulling for their teammates. So it's not any button I have to push. They come ready. That's who they are. That's why they're there. And it's a nice thing that I don't have to worry about, honestly. Those 9, 10, 11, 12 type guys, girls, that may or may not play, but they're engaged every time, are the kind of chemistry and character people you want sitting there on the end of your bench, because they're consistent in who they are.
Coach, understanding that you weren't here last year to watch the finish in this postseason or in the Aces postseason run, were you able to kind of sense a different type of energy from your team aside from playoff energy, seeing the Mercury jersey on the other side?
I was not here, but I did watch the entire series. So I don't think in ways the two are comparable. I think they're a much different team. I think we're a much different team. It was about who's the opponent standing in front of us, and let's go after them. That's it. If it was personal for them, they didn't let me know about it.
And about a month ago, Coach, I asked you, how do you right the ship at home? Since then, 7 straight victories, including 2 in the postseason. I revisit the question. How were you able to right the ship?
I go back to, there was a stretch right before we hit our rough patch in late June, early July, where, we were winning some games, but we weren't playing well. We battled through that, to their credit. We had I told you, a coming to Jesus moment after the All-Star game. And really since then, we've had a quarter or two that has gotten away from us, that's bit us in the hind end, but they've really been locked in and playing with each other on both ends for the most part. I mean, like I said, barring a couple quarters here and there, for the most part, they've been solid. That doesn't mean we win every game, but there's a way to win and there's a way to lose. And, their commitment to each other continues to grow. And like I told them at the break, I said, look, you guys have always had enough talent, but this ain't a talent show. This is a 5-on-5 game. And if we play together, we'll be great. And if we don't, we will be average. So decide. They want me to wrap it up because I'm sure they have dinner plans. So I would like to introduce Chelsea Gray and Asia Wilson to the stand.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll be right back.
Can I do it with them or no?
Sure, absolutely.
Hell no, I got dinner plans too.
Oh, crazy. And it didn't include, you still owe us dinner. We got a week to be able to do that dinner, by the way. Look,
You give me the dates.
okay. You guys. You give us the dates. Right. I know y'all ain't asked for me, but I'm here. Scoot over, because you, okay.
All right, let's start on the interwebs from Greece. Christos.
Christos. I hope your Wi-Fi better, Christos. Because we won't be hearing what you be saying.
Christos. Going once. There you go.
Congratulations on the win, first of all. This question for both of you. What was the message after the game from Coach Hammon, and where's the confidence level ahead of the second round that you need 3 wins to go to the WNBA finals? Where's the confidence level?
She just talked about that, we focus on us and the team assists and how we're playing with each other. It was a great sight. It felt good. It felt fun. And then defensively, when we're engaged, I think in that second quarter there, we allowed 14 points. That's the type of defense that we want to put out there.
Nick.
Good evening, ladies. Congratulations on the win. Just moving forward, as you got past the series, how do you guys, especially with almost a week off, what do you guys do to kind of prepare for the upcoming series? I know you guys be practicing, but how do you guys kind of decompress and get focused for the next opponent that you guys may be facing?
Just taking it day by day, whatever that means for you, making sure that you're just keeping your body the way that it should be, resting, but at the same time, never losing sight of just what we have to do to accomplish our goal. It could be looking different for everybody, but I know we're gonna get in the gym, we're gonna get up and down, and just keep doing us. I think that's the biggest thing is you can't change up anything now. We've already laid the foundation down, so we're just gonna continue to do what we've been doing.
Congrats, y'all. Big win. On to the next round. You guys started 10 for 10 from the field, but Becky mentioned that she was really just unhappy with the defense, called the timeout. What was kind of talked about in that little meeting, if you can tell us?
It's very unedited.
We can't tell y'all. Y'all didn't hear it? No, we can't share
She
that.
was just honest about defensively, like the bigger picture of like how we want to play. Even though we're scoring, there's going to be nights where our defense is going to have us. And offensively, we might be taking good shots, but we got to be able to rely on our defense. And so in an edited way, that's what she was saying.
And then, you guys set a record today for threes in a game. Just what were you kind of seeing? What kind of looks were you guys getting? What allowed you to, hit 23 threes in a game?
Damn. 23? I'm glad I got one. But no, we were just taking what the defense was giving us. It's something that we been working on. I mean, it's something that's just a part of each of our games. So for us to just showcase it, I think it's just a matter of time that we've been doing it more consistently. But at the end of the day, Phoenix was giving us different looks. They were throwing us different things at us, and I think we just stay composed and stay within us.
Chelsea, 9 of 11, 7 of 8 from 3. You've talked about the narrowing of focus in the playoffs. I mean, was this sort of as in the zone as you could be offensively?
Yeah, I think right now as a team, we're playing our best basketball on both ends. Like, you want to peak at the right time, and for me individually, that's what I'm feeling. Just putting the work in and after practice, after shoot around, just staying composed. Like, even if they weren't knocking down at the beginning of the season, even in the middle, you want to start playing your best basketball right about now.
Hey, ladies. Trinia Barbie with Anointed Radio. Chelsea, the ladies always talk about you being the closer, and, they follow your lead. Last game, you got pissed off and went off. This game, it seemed like you didn't have amnesia at all. You remembered everything you was mad about, came out, trying to close the game out in the first quarter. Just talk about how everybody just followed suit and caught fire with you.
Yeah, I think starting off again, they might have given different looks, especially in a series. Like, you make adjustments from game 1 to 2, 2 to 3, like those different adjustments. So we wanted to see how they were going to play us this time. Were they going to switch a lot of those actions? And so the plays were set up in a way in order to have spacing and make reads. And so when we were kicking it out, we were having good looks. We probably would have got better looks if we would have got stops defensively to be able to play in transition. But as far as I was just taking what the defense gives me, giving open shots. We want to have great shots, not just good.
And the last question of the first round of the playoffs goes to Willie G.
For either one of you ladies, I've done a number of stories on visiting players that have come through, and the word sorority has come up a lot. This season, this campaign started with one person in mind for every team, every player, BG. When this season is over, or this series ends half an hour ago, do you take a moment to put in perspective what that team went through, the players that it lost, what it endured, and it still made it to the postseason? Is there a part of you that sort of just feels like, wow?
Yeah, I actually said it in my post game on the floor. I was like, they endured a lot of injuries, a lot of switching. First of all, they come in and BG, like Phoenix, you think of Diana and you're thinking of BG, right? And she's not even here. So coming into the season, it was a different dynamic from the start. Like, they just had to transform how they were going to look from the beginning. And then you lose players to injury, to personal stuff. Like, it's a different time frame and, of how to get better in the playoffs. So the fact that they're here, credit them, and, how they treated adversity. And I think that says a lot about the players, the staff, the office, everybody, having that focus to be able to do this. And even though players went down, everybody's here for a reason, and professional players. And so they were able to showcase that, even they only played 2 games in the playoffs.
Thanks a lot, ladies. We'll see you Sunday, the 28th, 1 p.m. tip-off.
Thanks, y'all.